Namaste everyone, myself Dr. Krishna Thorat Kullori, currently working as Associate Professor in Rog Nidan Department from Parul Institute of Ayurveda. Today I will explain hair examination. So the hairs consist of hair follicles which house the hair shaft. The germinal part of a hair shaft is in the hair matrix. The melanocyte migrates into the matrix and give different color to the hair by producing melanin. The growth of hairs, like other epithelial structures, occurs by mitosis. The growth of hair is cyclic and continues throughout the life and passes through alternating phases of active growth, that is anagen, and resting or shedding, that is a telogen. The duration of these phases varies in different regions of the body. Normally, 85% of scalp hairs are in anagen and 15% in the telogen stage. The catagen is the conversion phase from active to resting phase and usually lasts for few days. So there is a three types of hair: terminal hairs, which is a coarse medullated hair, which is present on scalp, beard, eyebrow and pubic. Vellus hair are fine short downy hairs which is present on the face of females and prepubertal boys, and lanugo covering the fetus. The hair color, amount and texture have familial and racial characteristics that are genetically determined. Asian tends to have straight hairs, Negroids to have black curly hairs, and Europeans to have wavy hairs. Mongoloids have sparse facial and body hair. Next, the examination sequence of hair. First of all, inspect the scalp hair followed by body and secondary sexual hair for luster, caliber, structure, strength and density of hair. Note the absence or loss of hair. If present, determine its causes. Also examine for fungal infection and nits and lice. And also examine nature and distribution of hair. The abnormalities hair mainly two types: too little hair or too much hair. The first we will discuss when there is a too less hairs and there is a excess hair loss in case of a temporal recession. That means when there is a certain follicles of a scalp regress with age to produce fine vellus hairs instead of a coarse terminal hair. So this leads to thinning of hair and temporal baldness called temporal recession. In premature male pattern baldness, in that vertical thinning is seen in association with the marginal recession in the both sex, indicates androgen excess called androgenic alopecia. Now we will discuss alopecia. So it is a hair loss which may be localized, that is a scarring or non-scarring or diffuse. In non-scarring alopecia, the hair shaft are gone but hair follicles are preserved. In primary cutaneous disorders such as androgenic alopecia, alopecia areata, tinea capitis and are the more common causes of localized and diffuse non-scarring alopecia. In scarring alopecia, there is inflammation, fibrosis and loss of hair follicles resulting in non-irreversible form of alopecia. Scarring alopecia is most frequently the result of a primary skin disorders such as folliculitis decalvans and cutaneous discoid lupus. The alopecia can be seen due to the drug induce. For example, anticoagulants drug, antithyroid drugs, antimitotic, along with that vitamin A, beta blockers, these are the some drug are also responsible for the alopecia. In SLE, both scarring, that is a discoid lupus, and non-scarring form, that is a lupus hair of alopecia, are seen. The lupus hairs are multiple short hairs, mostly seen in frontal scalp region in SLE. And in secondary stage of a syphilis, scattered, poorly circumscribed patches of alopecia with a moth-eaten appearance may be seen. Now we will discuss alopecia areata. So this is a non-scarring alopecia which occurs in both sexes, in all races, and is usually seen in young adults or children. It occurs in association with other autoimmune diseases, thyrotoxicosis, addition disease, pernicious anemia, and vitiligo, and also in Down syndrome. So there are sharply defined non-inflamed patches of a baldness seen usually on scalp, but may be in wall, eyebrow, and beard. When there is a complete loss of a hairs on scalp is called alopecia totalis. Alopecia universalis, that means there is a complete loss of hair from all sides of a body. Now I will explain when there is a too much facial and body hair in case of a hirsutism and hypertrichosis. In hirsutism, it is the excessive growth of a coarse terminal hairs in male pattern, that is an androgenic distribution in a female. Therefore, hirsutism in females involve those areas which have hairs in the male, that is a male pattern, that is on face, trunk, and limbs. The pubic hair spreads from its normal flat top distribution up towards the umbilicus. And in case of a hypertrichosis, it is an excess growth of a terminal coarse hair which does not follow an androgen induced pattern, that is a main distribution feature from hirsutism, and it may be due to some drugs, that is cyclosporine. Along with that, it is due to the trauma and cutaneous porphyria. Thank you.